This is Dar Holdsworth with Darwin Motorcycles. We build the brass balls, bobbers, and choppers. And I am at the V-Twin Expo in Cincinnati. And I've got one of our new bikes here. This is the Brass Balls Brawler. It's an FXR inspired bike. And it's here in the Suspension Technologies booth. Some people have asked me to tell you a little bit about the bike, so here goes. This obviously is a cruiser bike. It's a little bit different than what we typically do. You know, we're known for bobbers and choppers, even though we do build a range of bikes. But we wanted to build a cruiser, but a cruiser that handled well. And we didn't want to compete in the bagger market because, frankly, we're not into GPS and cup holders. So we wanted a true bike that performed well, looked cool, something that paid homage to what's come before, which is something that we do, but yet put our own spin on it. So we thought to ourselves, what is a good bike that's known for handling, a bike that people like, it's got a cult following. The FXR was the obvious choice. And there's a special someone out there who actually helped me come up with that. I can't say his name, but he knows who he is, so thanks. So now that we've got the geometry of the FXR, we wanted to put our spin on it. Some of the things that we've done differently, for example, a traditional FXR is sat up a little higher than this one is. The rear wheel on a traditional FXR is in underneath this triangulation section under the seat. We wanted to move it back a little bit, which we've done, so you can see the wheel in its entirety. The bike is about 6¼ inches off the ground, so it's not as high as the FXR used to be, but it's still plenty high enough for a good handling bike. It's got a custom sheet metal, which Satya Kraus from Kraus Motorco helped me come up with. So the tins on the bike are custom, tank and a sports style rear end or rear fender. The seat pan and everything was provided to us by Lapera, then we covered it ourselves. Now this bike comes in two versions. There's going to be a cruiser version and a sport version. The version you see here is the sport version, which will be recognizable by the dishes that we put in the tank. The cruiser version will not have the dishes in the tank. The cruiser version will also probably have a two-up sort of seat action going. We've got mid controls. We've got the Evil Engineering primary, which is just killer. We've got the Baker FLT tranny, which is the oil under the oil pan under the tranny, again to keep the bike nice and clean. We really believe in having a clean bike, not cluttered with a bunch of junk that doesn't flow well together. Obviously, all of our wires are going to be hidden, and all that's, you know, people should know that about us. The bike will have loads of accented parts from Leroy Thompson. They're a great partner for us. For Willwood, we have the very first Willwood sprocket brake sproter, and we have the Willwood sproter on here. You know, people don't know, that's okay. So the new Willwood brass balls brakes are on this bike. Something else to help people with their riding position, we've got adjustable rocks risers, which are really used mostly on dual sports and snowmobiles. But we thought there'd be a good application to have them on this bike, so you can bring the bars down low, or you can put them up high if you want. I'm saving the best for last. I know Mike's wondering, when are you going to talk about my shocks? So actually, I'd like, oh, and obviously I mentioned Leroy Thompson, but the Leroy Thompson wheels are just the best looking wheels in the business. Now people have seen this and have encouraged us to go to Bonneville with it, so stay tuned. There is a chance we may take this bike to Bonneville. Mike, if you could just tell them a bit about your shocks, because all I know is he gave me such a good pitch, I was convinced that they were the best, so that's why we're using them, and Mike can tell you why they're the best.
As Dar said, the bike's going to come in two versions. It's going to come in a cruiser version and a sport version. We're actually going to valve the shocks for the sport version and for the cruiser version. We make a true monotube shock absorber. We've gone to great lengths to build quality into the shock absorbers. We can do things with our stuff that a lot of other companies can't. When Dar talked to us last year, we thought what a great opportunity to showcase some of the stuff that we like in the motorcycle industry, and obviously it's a beautiful bike. So we talked on and on. He gave me some pertinent information. We built a set of shocks for it. We're going to continue to work with him on, we can fine tune it, we can make shock tuning for individual customers as they buy a bike and they've got some individual needs. We're right there on the spot to be able to tune those shocks and build them for the customer. So again, they have, just like the bike is built for them, it's tuned for them also.